Who's hungry? The Deli's open. Hey guys, Marco D'Angelo here. The Deli's open, and we're going to take a look at two games for you for the weekend. We're going to preview in hockey, Vegas at Edmonton, game 3. And then we're going to preview game 3, NBA playoffs. We're going to talk Minnesota at Golden State. Let's get into the action, guys. And let's start with Saturday in hockey, Vegas at Edmonton. Even though this series is 2-0 Edmonton and it's heading back to Edmonton, Vegas has played well enough to win both games so far. In game 1, they held a 2-0 lead before losing 4-2. Things turned around in that game when Edmonton got their first goal. It was kind of a fluky goal, funny bounce, got past Aiden Hill, and then things got out of hand after that. Game 2, this one was a dogfight from the start. Went back and forth. Game went into overtime. Goalie for Edmonton, Kelvin Pickard, he played his guts out yesterday. What a game for him, beating Vegas. Save after save, big situations. The game ended up going into overtime. Now, in overtime, Vegas had several good looks in the first 3 minutes of overtime. They absolutely dominated the first 3 minutes of that overtime period, and he came up big with stops. And then what ended up happening, Nicholas Roy made just an absolute, there's no other way to say it, a dumbass mistake, got called for a penalty. Not only penalty, but it ended up being a 5-minute major. Now, it is almost impossible to kill a 5-minute major, especially in overtime. You're already tired, getting to that point of the game, and against a team like Edmonton with the firepower they have, especially with McDavid and Draisaitl on their main line, it's tough to contain those guys. Give Aiden Hill credit. He made 8 or 9 brilliant saves during that 5-minute penalty kill, and Vegas still had life. They got out of that penalty, but the problem is when you kill a 5-minute penalty like that, I always say it doesn't matter what sport it is, you exert more energy on defense than you do on offense. And Vegas was gassed at that point. And a few minutes later, there was a turnover by the Golden Knights and a breakaway. It was a 2-on-1 breakaway. Anytime you got a 2-on-1 breakaway like that, it's going to generally end bad. But when the 2-on-1 breakaway happens to be McDavid and Draisaitl, it's over. And that's what happened. They put one in the back of the net, and the game was over. As I said, this series, even though it's 2-0, has basically been a coin flip. We're getting Vegas in game 3 plus money. I think they are a live play here. This team has shown character series after series with their backs against the wall. They went to Minnesota, and they were in a bad situation in an overtime game in game 4 where they could have went down 3-1. They saved their season. I look for them to have a big game on Saturday. I'll take Vegas plus money here. That is play number 1. Now, before we get to the NBA playoff game, hey, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, and do me a favor. You like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up. It really, really does help out the channel. And if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button. This way you'll know every time we have a new video. And don't forget, speaking of videos, next week we'll have coverage of the Preakness. If you watched any of the videos that we did for the Kentucky Derby, we nailed the Derby for you guys, so you don't want to miss that. And again, just hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about the games. If you have a question, I'll answer them for you there. And guys, if you like the way I handicap games, and my style is, I'm not going to throw, a bunch of plays at you. I am very selective. Generally, we're going to have 2 to 4 plays per day on average. And I won't necessarily have a play in every sport, but when you buy an all access package, it doesn't matter. You get whatever plays I have that day. If the best plays are in baseball that day, that's what I'm going to have. If it's a baseball and a basketball game, that's what you'll get. And that's why we win at a high percentage. Join me A 7-day all access is normally $99. If you use coupon code MARCO77, that's Marco77, MARCO 77, you'll get 7 days for $77. That includes all plays, including 5% plays that sell for $35 by themselves. So check that out, guys, if you want to come on board and ride along with me. Now, for Saturday, let's take a look at that Minnesota Golden State game. And current number I'm looking at, we're recording on Friday, is Minnesota -5. We've got an over-under of 200. Now, if you watch the last game, the knee-jerk overreaction is going to be, yeah, Minnesota won 117-93, but most people are going to assume, oh my, Steph Curry was out. He's going to be out again. They're going to miss a couple games. They just can't win without Curry. Well, let's just pump the brakes for a second. Golden State, they won game 1. If you remember, Curry got hurt. He only played 12 minutes. He got hurt early in that game. So, yes, they won game 1. And Curry played only 12 minutes. So, yes, they can win without him. But here's the important part in regards to last night's game. Golden State was coming off a 7-game series against the Houston Rockets where they were pushed to the limit. They got the 7th game win, stayed alive in the playoffs. If you remember, too, this is a team that had to play in the play-in round as well just to get into the playoffs. And they only had 1 day in between that series against Houston and starting this series against Minnesota. So the fact that they were able to win game 1, especially on the road, that was big for Golden State. And I can tell you, yeah, everybody likes to win both games, but when you're the road team and you grab game 1, you're playing with house money in game 2. All right. Your goal is win one of those 2 games on the road. Now, given the fact of what I just said about everything that they had played, this was a tired team. Even more tired because Steph Curry got hurt early in game 1. So they were coming off of that game 7 series, and they had to play shorthanded in game 1, and they played those guys to the limit because they were winning that game and they wanted to hold on to win that game. In game 2, Coach Kerr, Steve Kerr, he has done this many times. If the game is not going his way, he is not going to burn minutes on his key players to try and maybe come back. He'll wave the white flag and give up on a game and rest those guys. Last night in game 2, only 2 players logged 33 minutes. Everybody else was under 30 minutes in that game, and he played 14 of his 15-man roster. The only person that did not play in that game last night was Curry, who was out with an injury. All right. So it was a complete throwaway game. I look for Golden State to play a huge game in game 3. Jimmy Butler will have a big game. You will have to drag Jimmy Butler off the court in this game. He will be in there as long as Golden State's in this game. He will play significant minutes in this game, and they will try to hold home court advantage. If they just win one of these 2 games, get the game, get this back where it's going to go then at least 6 games, they can get Curry back. I am going to take Golden State plus the points here. I think they are live. I think this line is a little bit too high, over adjustment to the overreaction to the game last night. So let's go ahead and take Golden State for game number 2 here out of the Deli this week. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Leave me a comment, and don't forget, give us the thumbs up. I'll be back next week. We'll have all kinds of videos next week, guys. I'll be doing the Deli. We'll be doing breakdown of the Preakness for you guys as well. So until next week, guys, thanks for tuning in to Marco's Deli. And as always, let's have some tasty winners. Good luck and cash some tickets, guys. I'll talk to you next week.